everyone. It's Friday, September 15th. Thank you for coming back to my channel. I appreciate it. Please hit the thumbs up and comment below, or share this channel if you'd like. I'm on my way to work. This is the first time I've been to work in probably 2 weeks, physically in the office. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to find when I get there. I'm a little bit nervous. This video is just going to be kind of talking to you about what's been going on and some things that have been happening. I want to do a live stream on Sunday night and really dig into what's going on with my store, my eBay store, and things like that. But I'm just going to talk about general life, and I hope this interests you. If not, please fast forward. You're not going to offend me. Just have not had time to put content in. I've been gone for, I was gone for like 6 days, and for those of you who know, I have a very bad fear of flying, and I did great. And even during the thunderstorm, right before we landed in Chicago, I did great. So I really recommend that YouTube video. It's like a meditation type deal. I listened to it for 1 week before I went, and it really, really helped me. I would get on a plane again, I think. So, again, I want to thank Barry, Thrifty Santa, for a wonderful trip. If you did not see our show last Sunday, the Beth and Barry show, please go back and watch it. There were some really funny parts to it, where you can see how we, bicker back and forth and learned about some of our fun adventures we had. I really needed that break, and I have not been out of town for that long since 2006. So, yes, 2006. I'm not kidding. So, I actually, by Sunday, I had forgotten I had a job. My assistant messaged me on Monday just to check on me, because she hadn't gotten any pictures. And she goes, "Are you okay? Are you home?" And I had forgotten I had a job. And that's what vacations are supposed to do, right? They're supposed to refresh you and just take you away from everything. And again, I thank Barry for that, because he always found us something to do. And he put up with all of my excessive talking and my excessive Diet Coke drinking. And so I appreciate it. I also want to thank Tom, Queen City Picker, and Junk Girl Patty for a wonderful time we had on Monday. It was so great seeing you guys in person. And all right, so let's just get the hard part out of the way, and then I can move on. My mother-in-law is not doing well. She's in her 80s, and she's been going up and down in health for a while, and she's been having some really bad issues while I was away. And I even thought about coming home early, but I didn't. And so now we're at the point where, she's going to need a lot of care. And, I'm not going to say it out loud. You guys know what I'm talking about. And so it's put an incredible amount of stress on all of us. And what my goal is to keep my wife calm and give her everything that she needs to get through this time. So, like, I'm being extra special clean and neat and tidy, and I'm being proactive in some of her chores. I'm not asking, I'm just doing, and just taking all this other crap that's normal off of her shoulders so that she can deal with her mom more. And I'm just listening more and not talking. Barry, I know you think that's impossible, but I'm listening to her more and not offering advice and suggestions. And I think it's working. I mean, I'm not saying she's not a wreck inside. She is. But I can see that she appreciates what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to continue that. So let's go on to happier things. Well, I don't know if they're happier things, but a lot less important things. My store. My eBay store I showed y'all a couple weeks ago was down like 46% from the month before. Well, things aren't really any better. And I had my store on time away for like 10 to 14 days, just depending on what day you looked at it. And I had trouble with business policies, which I knew I would. And I almost hate to say this, but I've had 3 pretty good days in a row. Good for me, I'll just say. Acceptable for me on eBay is $100 minimum gross. That's acceptable. That's probably enough to pay my bills every month if I really, really, really watch my spending. But what I'm used to, what is quote normal for me, is about $150 to $200 gross a day on eBay. I ain't getting there yet. Got close to it one day, but not getting there yet. So it's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot of days of $100 days to even get me back, to anywhere near where I was. So I have a plan, and I'm going to talk about that plan on my next live stream. What else? Barry and I talked about it a lot, and let me just throw one thing in here. If you are having problems like I am and your items aren't being seen, and you may know this already, if you do, I'm sorry, but some people don't, all right? Go to your performance tab on your eBay dashboard, go to traffic, and the very top graph, go to today or yesterday, the lines, and hover your mouse over it, and it will tell you your organic impressions versus your promoted listings impressions. If your organic impressions are higher, a lot higher than your promoted listings impressions, then I would turn my promoted listings off. Mine are the opposite. My promoted listings impressions are 88% over my organic impressions. What that means is not very many of my items are being seen, but the ones that are being seen because I have promoted listings on. And that's because I'm a clothing seller. All right, I have to do that. But take a look at that, because what I'm hearing from some people is their organic impressions are higher right now than their promoted, which means promoted listings is not helping them one bit. Okay, when I got home, every day that I was gone, I let 10 listings go live instead of my normal 12, because I didn't have enough drafts with photos in them. So when I came back, I think I had something like, 27 or 30 left, because I wanted to take it through the week, through today, in case anything happened, with my mother-in-law. I wanted to be clear. So, by the way, I only had one person cancel a sale while I was gone because of my extended handling time. I had 18 items to ship. Oh, that's usually a Monday for me. I was gone 6 days. I shipped 18 items. All right, back to this. Sorry. All right, so when I got home, I had about 30 drafts available. And I had some clothes hanging up that had been, measured, and I could have added those drafts. But instead of doing that, instead of putting more drafts up, I ended my items that were listed for 2 years. There were 63 of those items. 63. And they'd been listed for 2 years. I pulled them from my shelves. I ended them. One by one, I looked at them and decided whether or not I wanted to put them back up. There was only one or two. I think there was only one that I did not put back up, and that was because it had a flaw. And I thought, it's not worth putting back up. And then what I did was I changed the number on them. I made sure they were taken off Poshmark. They were taken off my Excel sheet. I changed the number to my new inventory system, floral, geometric, straight leg. You guys have heard it all, right? And I moved the title around. Most of them I didn't take out of the bag, unless I just needed to look at something, double check something. But I did make sure my title was really catchy, make sure the category was good. And then back then, when I would measure the bust, if it was 17.5 inches across, I put 17.5. Well, starting I think in April of this year, I took the 0.5 off. I made it smaller, all right, for the bust, the hips especially, because I think when things don't fit, it's usually because they're too small, not because they're an inch too big. So if there were any of those, I just looked at my Sizely template. If it said 0.5 on the chest, the hips, something like that, I made a new Sizely template really quick. That was super fast. I just took the 0.5 off, added that. If it was a dress, I added my dress length template that I've showed you guys. It's a chart that shows you the dress lengths. And then I hit save. And I saved them to my drafts. And then I deleted them from my ended listings. You have to do that or you're going to have duplicates. Well, what I discovered while doing this was that some of my item specifics were wrong. And I don't know where I was 2 years ago. I mean, I may have been in a total fog, but there were some item specifics in there that were really bad. Like blue under the character. I mean, normally that's not there because I use templates and it's not in my template. And then theme, colorful. Maybe at this point I wasn't using templates, but I don't think so, because I think that it seems to me like they've been put back in at some point, because I was using templates in June of 2021. That's when I really started using my templates religiously, and I just can't understand. There were just some weird things thrown in. Maybe I was tired. Maybe I don't know. So I took all those out. I made sure that my item specifics were good. And then I hit save. And then all in all, that gave me 63 extra drafts for now. So that bumped me up to 90 something drafts. And then instead of making more drafts, instead of measuring more, I wanted to spend some time with my wife, okay? So I did that in the evenings instead of measuring. And I probably need to do that more now. What I did was I got all this time. I've got all these drafts ready to go. I don't have to do any drafting or measuring today. What am I going to do? Well, I thought, you know what? I'm going to start my new inventory check system today. Because I had those sweaters taken out. Someone stole those 5 sweaters. And that's always been on my mind that I'm missing more sweaters. And so I started with sweaters. I pulled up all the sweaters. There were 136 of them. I ended them. And one by one, I found each one, made sure it was on my Excel sheet correctly, and made sure it was on eBay. It was in the listings. It had to be on eBay. Just ignore that. I'm trying to drive. Made sure it was on my Excel sheet correctly. Made sure I did a really quick overlook, but here's where I usually mess up. The size, because sometimes the size auto-fills to medium, even if it's a 3X. So I made sure the size was correct. I made sure that the SKU number was correct. And then I made sure the shipping was correct. And I quick threw each sweater onto the scale next to me. That was great because I caught a few that I had priority on that could have gone cheaper first class or ground advantage. And then I found a few that were listed as ground advantage that really should have gone priority. So that was great. So I think this new inventory system is going to work much better. I'm going to catch anything that, and then also what was weird is my auto accept prices were too low. So I don't know, when you put something on 50% off, does it also change your auto accept price to 50% off? That's weird. That needs to change. I'm going to have to really watch that. I may have to take auto accept prices off. There were some auto accept prices, guys, for $3. I'm not kidding you. So I'm thinking that's what happens is when you put something on sale for 50% off, it also changes your auto accept price. I don't know. I was shocked. I had to put my auto accept prices back on. But it took a little bit longer than the way I used to do it. But I did 137 sweaters yesterday. I inventoried. Wasn't missing anymore. I was so excited. And even though it's taking longer, it's more thorough. And it's more than counting. It's exciting because I'm correcting something and I'm making it better so that hopefully it'll sell. I can tell my impressions are up this week a little bit because when I wake up, I've got 7 or so offers to likers. Yesterday, I offered them, I made all my offers, and then I looked over there about 10 minutes later, and I had 12. So I was like, whoa. So they're coming in big spurts. I'd also like for you to comment below on some YouTubers that you're watching right now that are resellers, because I really need some new people. My newest one, as you know, is Josh Galt. And also Commonwealth Picker. I know a lot of you have been watching Kevin for a long time. I have not, because he doesn't sell the type of things I sell. But I am watching him now because he has had a meeting with eBay Vice President. And I'm interested in hearing what they had to say. I don't understand how Kevin and Josh can do videos on a conversation that they had with eBay if they have to sign an NDA. Like, how can they talk to us? What can they tell us if they have to sign an NDA? Maybe Kevin didn't have to sign an NDA. I would think he had to. I don't know. I'm hoping I don't have to stay at work very long today. I don't want to be there. The more I go in there, the more I just cringe when I walk in. I want to be home or at the hospital. I don't want to be there. It's so hard, guys. With my numbers right now, if my numbers stay like this forever, I can't quit my job. I can't retire. I had everything riding on reselling so that I could retire, and I am on Poshmark, but we're going to talk about that on the next live stream. Also, what this taught me going out of my inventory room is that I am the queen of making space. Because I've been telling you guys for at least the last 6 months, I'm almost out of room. And I went out there yesterday when I was, putting things away, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am almost out of room again. Before I left, man, I had made space and ordered boxes and more spot. I was like, I can do this. I don't have to put up another shelf. I don't have to limit how many items I have in my store. But I went out there yesterday and I'm like, oh my gosh, I only have one more space for this, one more space for this. That's not even going to last me a month. So I got in my brain and I just started figuring it out, and I have figured out some more ways of making more space for more clothes in my garage, not bringing them in the house. And I think if I do it this way, I could probably stretch it another 3 or 4 months, and then hopefully sales will pick up again and I won't be panicked again. I have another shelf to put up, but I don't have a place for it right now. There's stuff everywhere. I have to go through everything and donate stuff, and I just don't have the energy. And it's been too hot. So that'll eventually happen probably in the winter. I'll put one more shelf up, and then I'm pretty much done, guys, with shelves. But I still have another plan. But when do you stop growing? Like, when do you ever stop adding to your inventory? There's got to be a limit, right? There's got to be a limit to the space. And unless you're selling more than you're listing. And I was doing that for a good long while. I was listing 10, I was selling 14 or 15 a day. My store was shrinking. It's a good problem to have when you don't have a lot of space. Tacos. There's a taco truck there. I haven't had anything to eat and I'm starving. Guess I have to stop at Whataburger. And I'm on time for work. So it's a beautiful day today. We had rain yesterday. Finally, in Texas, we had rain. And it really rained. And I'm so happy. And today the skies are blue. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I miss hanging out with you guys. And I will try to have a hangout next week. And Anissa, if you're watching, I miss your face. Crystal, if you're watching, I miss you. I'm sounding like Romper Room, but Summer, haven't seen you hanging out in a while. Miss you. Carol, bargain shopping. Trying to think of anybody else. I can't even think. I'm so tired. Come back and visit. Tell me what you guys are up to. How was your summer? We're supposed to have a 4-year-old, 5-year-old birthday party at our house next weekend, and I just don't see how we're going to be able to do it. I mean, is it disrespectful to have a swimming party when all this is going on? I kind of feel like it is. We're going to talk about it tonight. I hope we don't have to cancel, but I don't know. Well, I just want to thank everyone again for all of your kind words to me about my mother-in-law. She truly is like a second mother to me. Has been ever since I was in high school. And I love her so much. And I don't know. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard letting her go. All right. Well, everyone, take care. May God keep you in his pocket. Bye. Hey, everybody. I know this is a lousy camera. I just wanted to throw this in there at the end that since recording that video this morning, my mother-in-law has bounced back. She is home. She will be receiving long-term care.
So we think she's going to have some more time here with us, and we're extremely happy about that. Again, thanks so much for all of your messages to me over the last week and a half or so. I really appreciate it. And now I'm really signing off. Bye.